have to say, I think another amazing thing that you did, Mom, which I see actually a lot of other parents doing too, is the comparing, which is like the worst, I think, thing people can do in terms of like, you never kind of compared us against one against the other.
Right.
Just actually with all of our siblings, I feel like you've been able to kind of see us each as individuals with our, you know, unique needs and wants and desires and all of those things. And I think that that's personally, just as adults too, really helpful, because I think as you get older, you're already kind of like internally comparing yourself in a lot of ways, especially in today's society with social media and all of that stuff. So I think it's like super helpful as a parent that you've always reminded us, like, we're all only on our own time, and it's like really not helpful at the end of the day to compare like myself to Katherine and Katherine to me. And you've really, I think, done an amazing job also with like really celebrating each of our uniqueness and differences and kind of what we individually add to the family, or what we individually add to our dynamic as siblings or as sisters. And so I think just, again, in terms of like adult relationships with parents, I think that that's also another huge, really helpful, I would say, tool.
Yeah, that's a big thing that I feel like everybody talks about now, especially when you're raising little children, is like this not comparing thing. Like, don't say, oh, your sister did this at this age, you should be doing this by this time at this age, you know, that kind of language and that kind of mentality, because, you know, as you say, like, you already think it in your head, so you don't need to have somebody saying to you like, oh, you know, Johnny got an A in math and you didn't get an A in math. Like, why are you, you know, just,
I remember you talking about that actually also with your brothers. It was like going to school or something like that. It was always like, regardless. Yeah. So I think that people,
this friend of mine just sent me a note because I'm going to my 50th high school reunion, and I was asked to speak, and I was like, oh, I don't have any memories. And she wrote me, she goes, I have this great memory of you sobbing in the cafeteria. And I came in, I said, Maria, why are you sobbing? You said, my mom and my dad want me to apply to Yale because they think I'm as smart as Bobby, who's my older brother, and he went to Yale, and I'm not as smart as him. I'll never get into Yale. Don't they realize they know that I'm not that smart? And so, but I was always comparing myself to my older brother, who was brilliant in my mind. And I think we all feel that our brains work differently, or we don't do well in a certain subject in school way back when, and then therefore we give ourselves, I'm stupid, I'm not competent, I'm a bad writer, I'm a bad this or whatever. So I think that I always think our worst enemies. So I always try to say, you know, your siblings it's tough enough out there in the world, and your siblings should be your big cheerleaders.